September 1st, 2019. Guys, you're looking at incredible satellite images of Hurricane Dorian. In the last update, it had jumped up to 175 miles per hour sustained winds with 200-mile-an-hour gusts being reported near the Bahamas. But guys, in the last few minutes, the pressure's dropped a little more, and it's now at 180-mile-per-hour sustained winds. If you'll notice this entire loop, just before it gets to the Bahamas, right there, that's Elbow K in that area, and most of the webcams are down, guys. I checked. I can't find anything. But there's a slight dip to the south. Watch this. Just one in the last rotation right there. Now remember, the most deadly part of the storm is on top of the Bahamas now. So after this thing passes, if you can get communications in there, check on your friends and relatives, because this is unprecedented. I can't remember a storm developing this way and being this strong. And guys, I remember Ivan and Katrina and Camille and many of the others. But again, guys, the Bahamas, of course, is way too low to evacuate. There won't be any flights in. If you got on a boat, you're in serious trouble. So just all you can do is hunker down. Most of you guys are probably not getting many reports at all, unless you have some kind of backup power and possibly shortwave. But Dorian now, advisory 3,380 mile per hour sustained winds. Pressure's dropped again, 913. It has slowed again to 7 miles an hour instead of 8, but it's still moving exactly west. Now, the other storms we're watching, you got a 70% chance of the large one out here. But, guys, I'm not going to focus on those for the next few days unless the one in the Gulf fires up. Now, the models are still about the same. They haven't changed that much as far as the path. And what this cone means is the center of circulation can move anywhere inside these white lines. That's not the size of the storm. So, guys, it's saying that it can come straight into Florida and split the coast. You see that? That's one of the possibilities. And we'll look at some of those things. But you got hurricane watches, warnings, all through this area. The tropical storm warning is on the coast of Florida. Hurricane watches there in the pink. Again, your red ones are hurricane warnings. This area, guys, is going to get pounded. It doesn't matter if it starts turning up again. It's showing by 8 p.m. Monday turning. It's going to be devastating to the Florida East Coast. There will be places that are uninhabitable for weeks and months. We're going to look at a couple of different models. The European model here is kind of, it's closer to the models that are keeping it somewhat offshore. But look at that, and then the impact is right at the South and North Carolina border on the coast. That's the European. The CMC model, which is Canadian, has it coming much further ashore. And if it does this, and this you're talking about September the 4th in that area, you're going to have one side of the storm with 1 foot in the warm Gulf waters, and the other side over into the Atlantic, where you've got the Gulf Stream that goes north there. So you're going to be feeding from both areas. What does that mean? That means extreme flooding, and it will stop it from weakening as fast as it moves inland. But then after that, it comes back up and rakes the East Coast. Another storm forming behind these, and we're going to have to watch those, like I said. But right now, this is what we need to pay attention to. Check that out. And look at your dates, starting the 2nd through the 3rd impacts. I want to shout out to all my friends down in Perdido Key that are watching their boats, and I may have to go down there. Now, that's the other side. That's over near Pensacola. So we'll be watching it, guys. But shout out to Kelly and Bill and Josh and Eric and all my friends down in that area that are hanging in. So, guys, you keep your heads down, and we'll be watching this. But, again, the models as of 11 a.m. have changed almost none since overnight. Canadian model slightly leaning into land some. That's going to change, and it's going to depend on how quickly this storm turns. It's a heads up, guys. Watch for updates. Watch for a live stream. Be safe.